Let's mount up.
Hey guys, well it's the first week of September, so you know what that means. It's time for another season of October Showdown. I always have intentions of getting started earlier to give myself some more time for projects, but you know, life just gets in the way. But I'm here now and ready to get started. So I thought I'd take a minute to talk about our plans for this year. We're trying to keep things a little bit more manageable. We've got a bathroom renovation that is long overdue that we finally got going on, so I'm trying to not lose progress on that. While also doing Halloween, but you know how that goes. Halloween tends to be all-encompassing, but we are going to try to keep our projects a little bit more manageable this year. So one project that we definitely want to get done is we want to build an interior for our bank. Last year we had intentions of getting that done and never got to it. So we're going to try to hit that this year and get it taken care of. So we're going to build a teller counter in there and hopefully have a scene, some kind of like a robbery scene, maybe have some animation in there, something fun to look at. So we're definitely going to work on that. Besides that, we also have some upgrades and fixes to get done this year. First off, with the photo booth, there was some glitches in there that I want to work out for this year. That whole receipt printing system just didn't work out. It sounded cool, but in reality, it was getting jammed and people were getting frustrated because they couldn't download their pictures. So I'm going to change that up this year and add an external display, maybe on the outside of the building, so that everybody can kind of see the pictures, and there'll be a code that you can scan to download. And I'm hoping that maybe that system will work better. And then we have some other things I want to tweak and some fixes that need to be done for that. Also, we need to pay attention to our neglected shooting gallery. That's basically just kind of stayed the same since it was done all those years ago. But last year we ran into some issues where some of the targets were stopped functioning. So we are going to need to get on that, and I'm hoping maybe we can add some new targets this year to switch things up a little bit. We also have an idea for a cool new area to our town, but I'm not quite sure if we're going to be able to do it, so I'm going to keep that under wraps for now. I'm hoping that maybe we'll get to it because I think it would actually be really neat, but we'll see. It might just be a little bit too much on our plate this year. So as I mentioned, I got to do some repairs on the shooting gallery this year. So I'm starting off with the targets to get that taken care of. Now, this is the original targets that I made way back when. I don't remember exactly what year, but these were plexiglass discs that I found online. I think I got them on eBay. And then I ordered these custom labels from somewhere. I think it was from Avery, actually. I ordered those guys. And when it was time to build the targets, I would drill out the center hole for, let's see here, for the LED. Right here. And then I had to drill a secondary hole for the infrared sensor. And I wanted to make some more targets, and I thought, you know what, I have a 3D printer now, which I didn't have back then. So I got to work on that and came up with this, which obviously looks pretty similar. But it was nice because I was basically able to make a squared off hole here to get a little bit more of the sensor exposed. And then I made on the back, I made it so that there's a square here where the sensor can just slide into, and I'll add some glue or something to keep it in there. And then the LED is very snug in there, so I don't think I'll need to glue that. But the nice thing is I have lots of these labels here, and I can print out as many of these as I need, so I'm really excited about that. Now the other thing that I've been wanting to do is design a printed circuit board that I can use to add additional targets to the system. And so this is my original one here, and this is basically, man, what is this called? There's a name for this board. I'm blanking on it right now, but it's basically has all these copper lines going across, and then you can solder to all the points there, and then you have to kind of scratch out where you want to break the connection, and then you can kind of plan everything on the top and add wires in. And obviously this has worked fine, but it would be a lot faster if I could get a circuit board that I could pop the components in and solder them and be done. So I went online, looked on YouTube, found some tutorials on how to make a circuit board, and I found this software called EasyEDA, and took some work because I'm, basically a novice at electronics. I'm more into the programming side. I know enough to make basic circuits and things like that, but this was obviously a little bit outside of my comfort zone, but you know what, I figured it out. So the first thing you have to do in this program is do a circuit diagram, which is great because that's something I wanted to do anyway. That way I could remember what I had done. So I had to look at my circuit there, kind of figure out exactly what I was doing, and then draw it all up. And then after I did that, it will generate a board for you like this. And you basically go through and put your components in, move them around on the board, and then you have to wire them all up, connect all these traces, and then I was able to send it off in order. And it was pretty great because as a new customer, I think I got a $5 off coupon. These are coming from China, so I got I don't know sure what it's called, but like the cheaper shipping, the affordable shipping, because I didn't want to pay a ton. But it's still, even that I think was maybe 8 to 10 business days. And so I was able to get 10 boards for like $7, which seems pretty great to me for a custom board. And hopefully, fingers crossed, I got everything right on this. Like I said, I'm a novice at electronics, so there might be somebody looking at this right now like, oh, it's totally not gonna work because it's messed up. But I'm hoping for the best, because if this worked out, it would be great. And I could easily add targets and have some spares if something goes wrong, so I could easily swap it out. Well, you seasoned Restless Hollow subscribers will know what I'm showing here. But if you're new here, this is a SketchUp drawing of our plans for this year. Each year we like to switch things up, move things around, make it a little bit more interesting. So Lori and I sat down the other day and kind of started moving things around to see what we could come up with. So it ends up being each year, this is the blacksmith facade with the shooting gallery. That always ends up being fixed because one, this is a heavy facade. I like to attach it to the fence. And two, I like having the electronics and stuff for the shooting gallery in the backyard. This is our existing fence here with a gate. So I like to have that in the backyard just because it makes it easier to work on it. And I just kind of like to have it out of the way so nobody messes around with it. So got the shooting gallery there this year. Up here, we are moving the bank, making a little corner up here, which should be good. This is the Undertaker facade. Over here, we got the jail. And then we've moved the photo booth all the way down here this year. And then this is the bathhouse. These two always kind of have to remain connected just because we don't have finished flats for the side. Although we try to hide this side of the photo booth, and we're not going to do that this year. So I'll build a couple of blank flats that are just fillers, and then it'll either have a blank flat on the top, or we'll try to basically replicate the rest of the finish on the photo booth for here. And then down here, which is pretty much where we have it, most times we'll have our cemetery and our witch shack. So I think this is going to be a cool layout for this year, and I'm looking forward to getting started on it. I'd like to introduce you to a new member of our family. This is Rusty, and we got him back in January. He's a Cavalier King Charles, and he's a pretty fun guy. See you later, Rusty. So I realized that this year is actually the 10-year anniversary of Restless Hollow, which I thought was pretty neat. I'll put in a photo here of our humble beginnings, but man, it's pretty crazy. 10 years and 4 kids later, here we are. The town is definitely a lot more involved now. There's a lot more setup than those early years, but it's fun. So anyway, I just thought I would share that exciting news. All right, well, that's going to do it for this episode. Stay tuned because we got a lot of exciting things coming up, and we'll see you next time.